everyone. Welcome to Truth Lies Shenanigans, the live show, season 2, episode 10. I go by the name Neo Nix, and yesterday the groundhog said 6 more weeks of winter. Today's show, we'll have a couple of new segments. For the month of February, in honor of Black History Month, we'll highlight a different historical Black figure, and then our own Gianni Storm will provide us an astrological outlook for the month. Then we'll get into some serious hot topics. I'll be talking about the little girl handcuffed and maced by police in New York. And we'll be talking, excuse me. And we'll talk about, yeah, that's what I need. We're talking about transgender athletes, and we'll also be talking about COVID vaccinations, and we'll be talking, and we're talking about the other side of Bernie's mitten. All right, so it should be a great show ahead. Before we get into it, let me introduce you to our wonderful hosts, our professor, writer, editor, journalist, and all-around sports guru out of Washington, D.C., Lizzie Enders.
What's up, everyone? Happy Hump Day, Wednesday, humping, coming at ya. Hope everyone is doing well. Hope everyone has recovered from the fake snowstorm here in D.C. proper. Not talking to you people in the suburbs.
I still got snow on the ground.
I don't deal with people in Maryland and Virginia. I'm just talking to my DC folks. Hope you've recovered. You are ready for the blizzard that I'm trying to speak into existence. Speak it. Speak it.
Ooh, a blizzard, old-fashioned.
All right, Robbie Rock.
How's it going, everyone? It's so good to be here. Not really wishing the blizzard like Liz is. I've enjoyed the winter.
Like every day.
I haven't had to shovel as much this winter, so I'm okay with that. It's been a little bit cold, but it's been warming up. We're back in single-digit minuses, so it's bearable. It's good.
All right, and Gianni Storm, how's it going?
Hey guys, everything is going pretty good. Copacetic, it's nice. I'm kind of getting used to the cold since we're talking about weather. I'm kind of getting used to it. Even though you guys are in much colder temperatures. But yeah, regular hump day.
Awesome. Glad you guys are all set and ready to go. All right, so for each show this month, in honor of Black History Month, we'll be highlighting a different historical Black figure in our TLS Black History profile. So, shortly after the Civil War, the 15th Amendment was passed by Congress on February 26, 1869, and ratified today, February 3rd, 1870, granting African American men the right to vote. Now, prior to the 15th Amendment, African Americans could not vote, but they were considered to be 3/5 of a person because of the 3/5 compromise in 1787, so much like the Electoral College does now for lightly populated rural America. The South, being able to count slaves who were considered property as 3/5 a person, gave Southern states the best of both worlds, allowed the less populated Southern states to count at least a portion of their slaves as population, thus allowing the slaves to have additional representatives in Congress. Thus allowing the South, to have additional representation in Congress, but not allowing the slaves to actually vote and choose their representatives, ultimately causing the South to have a stranglehold on slavery. The 15th Amendment changed all of that and allowed Thomas Mundy Peterson to become the first African American to vote. Thomas Mundy Peterson lived from October 6, 1824 to February 4th, 1904, and was Perth Amboy, New Jersey, first historic vote on March 31st, 1870. Peterson's vote was cast in a local election held at Perth Amboy City Hall regarding the town's charter. He was a school janitor between 1870 and 1878 and a general handyman. He was active in both the Republican Party and Prohibition Party, and he was also the first colored person to serve on a jury. To honor Thomas Mundy Peterson, the citizens of Perth raised $70, which would be about $1,800 in today's money, to award him a gold medallion. And in October 1989, the school where Peterson had worked as a janitor was named after him. So that is TLS Black History Profile. Thomas Mundy Peterson, the first Black voter. So did you guys know about Thomas Mundy before?
You
Never
talking to
heard
me?
of him. Wow.
Any of you? Yeah?
Yes.
No.
I figured Lizzie
Yes.
had.
Yes.
Yanni Storm,
Gotta
no?
school these children, gotta train up these
No,
children
I've
on
never
Black.
heard of him.
Robbie?
Oh, no. I knew that there had to be a first Black voter, but I did not know his name.
Who it was.
It was him. Yeah. Or that he was honored in such a way. So that's really cool that he in his lifetime got to see the respect that he deserved. So very cool.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah.
Very
Take
interesting.
note of as great as an accomplishment that was, especially as a part of Black history. Be advised that the 15th Amendment only dealt with African American
Men.
males. Women's suffrage did not start until 1920.
That's true.
And even under that, Black women were still denied the right to vote in this country up until the Voting Rights Act of 1965, signed by Lyndon Johnson. So it was not equal for us women. We've been fighting hard for years and years and years and years and years.
I do find it interesting. I mean, I always found it interesting in history that Black men had the right to vote before women did, white women.
Well, because well, then there's that. But women, still were considered second-class citizens behind men, and so no women could vote at all until 1920. And then even after that, they still denied, Black, and not just Black women, women of color, particularly Native American women. That's also very important to know. Native American women, like a lot of those early segregation laws in this country also applied to Native Americans.
I always thought that, I don't know if it's like a theory I heard or something I heard in school, that it was considered white men were at the top, then white women, and then Black men, and then Black women. So it is interesting that Black men were before white women in voting. That is interesting.
Mhm.
I think, again, it was a gender thing because, women were supposed to, at that time, especially in the 1800s, they weren't supposed to really have any existence out of the domestic home. They weren't really supposed to be working or being a part of government, if you will. And then also, too, because there was still a lot of lynchings going on. There was still the KKK. They probably, considered, well, a lot of Black men are going to be too afraid to vote anyway. So we're okay for now. We can keep them from doing that for a while.
Oh, I just want to point out. So I was looking at some comments online. Kevin Thaxton said the North came up with the three-fifths compromise, which is true. Mike Winter says some Bama needs to fly to Finland.
Whatever. He's been trying to learn Finland, sending me, ill-advised messages in Finnish all day that he's learning from his language
Jose
site.
says, sadly, never knew about Thomas Mundy Peterson. Good information. And Sherry Blaine Priest says, good evening, everyone. Looking forward to this evening's show. And
Welcome.
she's surprised it was hump day already.
Yeah.
Happy to spend this time with you guys. All right. All right. If you've never been to TLS before, Truth Lies Shenanigans, let me tell you a little bit about us. Our hosts share their truths and opinions with you, call out the lies, and point out any ridiculous shenanigans going on. And on our show, we always try to have some fun with shenanigans of our own. Streams live just about everywhere: YouTube, Facebook, Periscope, Twitter, Instagram, Twitch. And again, we weren't able to stream on TikTok, so our TikTok users, look for us on Sunday. We'll be back. Yep, or go to YouTube.
Yep,
You'll find us.
YouTube.
You'll find us. If you can't find us, you'll find us. Just search
somewhere
TLS Live Show across all platforms. All right, and also make sure you subscribe to the audio replay of the podcast on iTunes, Google, Alexa, Pandora, iHeart. You'll find us wherever you watch to or listen to podcasts. You can listen to us in your car if you go on vacation or if you're still commuting to work.